Hey, good evening, everybody. Well, this is a very unique situation. Um, I don't even know where to start. Today has been a really different day and really cool day. Um, when you're praying for God to use you, you really need to be careful because He's going to. When Lisa and I started this trip and thought about it, we had all these great intentions. We're going to meet all these pastors and pray for them and pick their brains and all this stuff. And they started canceling one by one. And, well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a little discouraged. And Lisa says, "Well, what are we going to do? Are we going to do the trip anyways?" I said, "Yeah, we're going to do the trip." And and I got to be honest, that attitude was more of like, I'm not going to let that defeat me. But God had bigger plans, and so I just want to kind of share a little bit tonight what happened. We had dinner with an American missionary. Um, let's call her Kay for short. And we're doing that to protect her because she has a certain agreement with the organization she's with. I'm not sure of all the details. It doesn't matter because we're just going to honor what she's asked. But we went to a church in South Keswick in Merkinch area, and it's where we went to church on Sunday. And well, we know this American missionary from being online, and Kay, and she said, "Hey, I'd like to, well, we invited her for dinner, and then she ended up making us dinner. This really simple, I would think simple soup, but it was delicious. I got to be honest. And I, for some reason, all the emotion kind of spilled out of me at dinner. I just started explaining to her and her roommate um, what God has put on her heart, and I think that that's been kind of percolating inside me for some time now. And so we had a great dinner, and she asked if we could take her to church, and if we could, then we could talk for another 20 minutes. I said, absolutely. So we talked for about another 15 minutes and helped her clean up, and then went to church. And there's a prayer meeting. She goes, "Why don't you guys come in and take a look, and you guys can see the facility we have?" I said, "Sure." So we went inside, and they were doing a prayer meeting, and we came like right when they were getting started. So poor Lisa, she goes, "Well, you can stick around if you want." I said, "Yeah, let's do it." Lisa just kind of looks at me like, "Oh, okay." So it's just one more a Russ moment, right? Pray for my wife. Now Lisa will tell you that she thinks that that was one of the highlights of our trip so far. So we're in this room. There's 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's about 18 people in there, 18 to 20. And so they were praying. And one of the things, they kind of break it down into sections for probably discipleship reasons, was what I'm assuming. It's just more structured than what I'm used to. So the pastor said, "Hey, what we're going to pray for first is anything that we're carrying from 2024 into 2025. We're going to pray that God takes care of that, deals with it, whatever the case might be. The second thing we're going to pray for is what we want out of 2025, and we're going to be praying over it." So great. And that went really well too. And then we prayed for some, again, I want to be careful here. We prayed for some of their programs that they have in place and some of the people that they have, and also for the community in which they sit, which for the UK and Inverness is the projects. Merkinch is not known to be high fluting housing by any shape or form. But I get the feeling there's some people there that are very grateful and probably feel like they do have a mansion. Um, and that's how it should be, right? A mansion should be where God puts us. It should be a phase of mind, not a place. Anyways, um, so we did that. And there's this guy, I'm going to call him G, um, who I met on Sunday and just briefly, but there was something about him, and I felt like I should have said something to him then, and I didn't. I feel like I kind of failed. And I've been praying, like, you know what? Maybe I'll meet him again sometime soon, or maybe I'll bump into him. Inverness is not a very big area, and he was there tonight, and I'm like, I'm not passing this opportunity up again. Don't know him. I've said maybe 10 words to him, and I walked up and I said, "Hey, G, can I talk to you for a minute?" He said, "Sure." And I So what's your calling? He goes, I don't know. And I said, I think you do know. I think God is telling you what your calling is. You just don't acknowledge it. And all of a sudden he started speaking life into his own life. And he started telling me what he feels like God's called him to. I said, Jude, do you mind if I just, for a moment, put my hand on you and pray over you? And I did. I started praying for him, and he literally kind of shut down. And I just told him, I said, oh, buddy, God's got such a purpose for you. God has created you to be special, different than other people. I don't know what it is. I don't even care. It's something God has designed you a certain way. And so I just found myself speaking life to him. And again, I've never met G before, right? And so after the meeting, he and I had a really good conversation, and we had to leave. And so we're taking back Kay, and she goes on to tell me that this guy suffers from an ailment, a mental ailment. And the funny part was, I think is the funny part, this is how amazing God is. G has been struggling with this in his life. And he just had some guy he's never met that's traveled thousands of miles put his hand over his heart and speak life to him. Trying to suck it up. If we came 4,000 miles or 3,000 miles and that's all we came for, it was worth it. It was so worth it. When I was done praying for him and speaking life, you would have thought that guy just beat Napoleon. I mean, wow. God can use even an ass like me. So, yeah, yeah, this has been a good trip. I just want to share that really quick and let you know God is alive and well. He's using people, bald, beautiful people like myself who are big sissy babies, only for him. Don't even get no ideas because I'll pummel you. Anyway, for the kingdom of God, and it's only going to get better. So cool. Thanks for watching. See ya.